All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD, or Application and Website Development Program, and in particular, the AWD1100 C# Programming Fundamentals class, I'm doing a series of video presentations that are based on the textbook we're going to be using for the class, and that is Muroc C# 2015. The book has 26 chapters, and I'm about halfway through Chapter 3. All right, so where we left off last time was we added a bunch of code to our program. So first of all, let's go in and look at every single bit of the code that's in there, line by line in here. All right, and go over and talk about what everything means. Now, first, let's go back and look at this. I want you to understand this value that goes in there is, imagine you're at the grocery store. And let's say that the grocery store has it set up so that, in fact, let's bring this up again like we did before. It'll be a little hard to see, I understand that, but it's a lot wider, I guess. Okay, and go back our way up here. There we go. All right. So this right here, whatever we put in here. So let's say I put $100 in there, 100. That is not the number 100. It is the string 100. Because anything that we put in here, even if it's a number, goes in as what's called a string. So for example, the room that I'm in right now, I should say the building I'm in right now, has an address of 751 Parr Road in Wentzville, Missouri. All right, that's 751 because that's the way I would say it. But it's not the number 751. It's the character 7 followed by the character 5, followed by the character 1. In much the same way, if I put 100 in here, it's the character 1 followed by the character 0, followed by the character 0. So who cares? I mean, again, you might be saying that, well, that's fine. Why should I even care? Well, what we're doing is we're saying, right here, this line that's split up over two lines, this is saying I want to create what's called a variable. A variable is a location somewhere in the memory of the computer, and it's a variable whose value may change or vary as the program runs. But what we're saying is we want to take whatever was put in there and we want to convert it into a number. Now, what's going to happen if I run this and I leave it blank, or I put in something that's not a number? Like what happens if I put hello in there? I'm going to get an error. We'll address that in later chapters. All right? So we put in a number here, and then this decimal discount percent equals 0M. That's the number that will go into here. Not yet, but the computer will figure out what number goes into there. So let's say I put in 500. All right? If I put in a 500 there, the value that's going to end up going into there is 20.00%, 20%. Then, how did I know that? Because it says if my subtotal was greater than or equal to 500, set it equal to 20%. If instead I had put in there $400, that would have fallen in here. That's between $250 and $499.99. So the number that would have gone in here would have been 15.00%. If I put in the number if I had put in the number 100 here, that would have fallen in this range. So I would have had 100 here and 10% here. Then the next value that you see here, this discount amount, that's what's going to go here. So let's assume that I use the numbers that are shown in the textbook. All right, I put in here, into right there, 225. The system says, is 225 greater than or equal to 500? No, so it skips that. Is it greater than 250 and less than 500? No, so it skips all that. So then it says, oops, is it greater than 100 and less than 250? Yes. So that percentage will be 10% right there. So how does it figure that out? Well, it says the discount amount will be that 225 times the 10%. That'll be the 2250 that goes there. And the total will be our original number we put in, 225, minus the 2250 here, which will give us 202.50 right there. That's what these lines of code are telling it. The reason that we didn't get anything in there was we didn't tell it to fill these fields up. That's the code on the next page, right here. So I'm going to have to add a little bit more code. Bringing up the wrong one. So the first we've got txt discount percent dot text equals discount percent dot toString P1, which means percentage, txt discount amount dot text equals that discount amount dot toString, and this will be put into currency percentage, so it'll give us the dollar sign, etc. This will also be formatted to currency percent, and this will make sure that when we're done, it'll put the focus back onto our first field. So let's grab all this. Let's come back to here, and let's add that code. Okay, notice there's no errors. That's good. Well, there is because we didn't call it txt. We called it text box. Still getting errors, but we'll try to fix that in a minute. Oh, it's because it's text box with a little t. That should fix this and this. There we go. This is what's called a case-sensitive language. If it expects something in lowercase and you put it in uppercase, you get an error. If it expects something in uppercase or in lower and you put it in upper, you get an error. If it expects it in upper and you put a lower and you get an error. All right? So, what is this doing? Let's put in what are called some comments to explain what each of these things in here are. Okay? So we'll put in some comments. We're at 9 minutes, so we'll put in the comments, and then we'll see where we are for time. So, I'm going to put in a comment here that says create variables. All right. This will be our subtotal. Pretty obvious by the name. So we'll call it subtotal variable. This will be our discount percent. So we'll put in here discount percent variable. Okay. Now, what I don't like that the author does, I was always taught as a programmer to go in and take all your variables and declare them at the beginning of the program. All right, so we don't know what the value is yet, so I'm just going to set this equal to 0, and I'm going to set this equal to 0. Now, if I go down, I'm going to get errors down here. So I've already declared the variables, so I get rid of the word decimal here and here. All right, now everything's fine again. So, discount amount, variable, and finally, invoice total variable. Now, this actually should make at least some sense to you. Why? Because, again, if I bring these back, oh, and where are we? Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. All right. So this subtotal right here is that value right there. This discount percent right here is that value right there. This discount amount right here is that value right there. This invoice total right here is that value right there. We are inputting just the subtotal, and then when we click calculate, the computer is figuring out the rest of it for us based on what we had here. So this, I'm going to put in another comment here that says determine correct discount percent. And I'm not going to run over that again because I already showed it to you. All right. Again, the M is for decimal. It's because these are variables of type decimal. Okay? All right. Next we have calculate. In fact, let's make this a multi-line comment. So we'll start it with a slash star. All right. So I'm going to say here calculate discount percent by multiplying the subtotal by the, and that's not this. So calculate the discount amount by multiplying the discount, the subtotal, by the discount percent. All right, let's put another comment here. I'm just going to copy this. Now I'm going to say calculate the invoice total by subtracting the discount amount from the subtotal. All right. Then I'll put in one more comment here that says take all inputted or calculated values and let's make this a multi-line comment. Add them to the associated text boxes. Oops. All right, now that's everything. That's the whole program. I'm going to do a file save, save all, and I'm going to run the program. And just like they had in the book, I'm going to put 225 there. And notice now I get 10.0%, 2250 with a dollar sign, 202.50 with a dollar sign. I can clear, so I can put in a new number. I can clear again. Notice if I put in something non-numeric, the program blows up. It doesn't know how to handle it. We will cover that in a later chapter. All right, so don't worry about that at all. So we've done all this. I'm going to put one more, a couple more comments in here. That was interesting. And the first one will say format discount percent to percentage format. In other words, put the .00 or point whatever, so it'll be number, point, number, percent. All right. Then this, I'm just going to copy here. I'm doing this just to save a little bit of time. We'll say format the discount amount to currency format. So again, the P is for percentage with 1 decimal place, and the C is for currency. All right, so that'll format it as $, number, point, number, something like that. This will say, I want to take the, and actually that's this. And finally, set the focus back to the, and it's not subtotal we want, it's the, yes it is, subtotal field. Now I want a little nuts here with comments, all right? But when I do this in class, I'm going to probably end up giving the class a hard copy of this so they know exactly what we're doing and we can discuss this line by line. Shouldn't have broken anything. All right, so again, 225, hit enter, 10, 2250, everything's cool. I hit escape, it clears it, great. 500, hit enter, escape. How about if I just put $3? There should be no discount percent here, and there is none. So it's $3. Remember, if you go up to $99.99, there's no discount. But once you hit $100, you get a 10% discount. All right, so let's exit that. Yes, we do want to exit. All right. Let's jump back into here. And we've hit on a lot of the stuff that's in here already. I was on page 23. Now notice here they say coding rules. No, there's no rules, but we're going to pick it up there on the next lecture.